was a time when music wasn't just entertainment, it was a threat. Some songs were too bold, too political, or too honest for the airwaves. Radio stations banned them, governments feared them, and critics dismissed them. But instead of fading into silence, these songs became louder, carried by the voices of fans who refused to forget. From secret investigations to political outrage, these 15 legendary tracks remind us that no matter how hard you try, you can't silence the truth in music.
Number 15. God Only Knows. The Beach Boys, 1966. When the Beach Boys released God Only Knows, many radio stations hesitated to play it. The reason was simple. The word God in a love song was considered far too daring for mainstream pop. In the 1960s, religious references outside of church contexts could spark controversy, and some conservative regions of America banned it from the airwaves. But the ban only made the song more intriguing. Young listeners embraced it as something pure, emotional, and deeply spiritual, far beyond the standard love song. They saw it as a breakthrough in how pop music could express the human soul. Today, God Only Knows is remembered as one of the most beautiful love songs ever written. Ironically, censorship only cemented its place as a timeless classic. Number 14. A Day in the Life. The Beatles, 1967. The BBC wasted no time banning A Day in the Life upon its release, claiming it contained drug references. Lyrics about dreams and smoke were said to be dangerous for the youth at the height of the psychedelic era. But the ban only added to the mystery. Fans became more curious, desperate to hear what was so forbidden. They discovered that the song was more than music. It was a haunting reflection of modern life, tragedy, and absurdity. Today, A Day in the Life is hailed as one of the Beatles' masterpieces, proving that visionary art cannot be silenced. The ban only elevated its legendary status. Number 13. Eve of Destruction. Barry McGuire, 1965. With lyrics condemning war, inequality, and the threat of nuclear destruction, Eve of Destruction terrified radio stations. They called it too dark, too negative, and politically dangerous. Politicians publicly denounced it, but young people, especially students, saw it differently. To them, this song was a voice of truth, a raw reflection of the frustrations that mainstream media ignored. It became an anthem for a generation tired of war and hypocrisy. Now, Eve of Destruction stands as one of the most powerful protest songs of the 1960s, proof that the truth often scares those in power. Number 12. Louie, The Kingsmen, 1963. On the surface, Louie was just a party song, but its slurred, garbled vocals sparked rumors of obscene, hidden lyrics. The suspicion grew so loud that the FBI launched a 2-year investigation. Some radio stations banned it outright, fearing it corrupted young listeners. But when the investigation ended, officials found nothing obscene at all. It was simply misheard vocals. Ironically, the controversy only made the song explode in popularity. Today, Louie is remembered as a garage rock anthem that shaped American rock history. Number 11. Rumble, Wray, 1958. Unlike the others, Rumble had no lyrics at all, yet its gritty, distorted guitar riff terrified radio stations. They believed the aggressive sound could incite violence and juvenile delinquency. Many stations refused to play it, making it one of the strangest censorship cases in history. But instead of disappearing, Rumble became a pioneering force. It laid the foundation for punk, hard rock, and heavy metal, influencing generations of guitarists. Number 10. Light My Fire, The Doors, 1967. When it first hit the airwaves, Light My Fire was considered scandalous. The lyric, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher," was interpreted as a reference to drugs and free love. Major radio stations either cut the line or banned the track altogether. The Doors were asked to change the lyric for TV appearances, but Jim Morrison defiantly sang the original words, refusing to bow to censorship. That moment of rebellion only fueled their legend. Today, Light My Fire is one of the most iconic psychedelic rock songs, proof that raw, creative energy can't be tamed. Number 9. God Save the Queen, Sex Pistols, 1977. When punk exploded in Britain, no song was more controversial than God Save the Queen. Its lyrics branded the monarchy a fascist regime. The BBC immediately banned it, and major retailers refused to sell the single. The censorship only ignited its power. For punk fans, it became a manifesto, a weapon against a system they saw as corrupt and oppressive. Now, God Save the Queen is remembered as a cornerstone of punk history, proof that music can strike fear in the heart of authority. Number 8. Imagine, John Lennon, 1971. Soft and melodic on the surface, Imagine was viewed as dangerously subversive. Lyrics envisioning a world without religion, borders, or possessions struck fear in Cold War America. Many radio stations labeled it anti-religion and even communist. But for millions, it was a prayer for peace. Its simplicity and honesty transcended political labels and touched the deepest hopes of humanity. Today, Imagine stands as one of the most universal songs ever written, a testament that the dream of peace is more powerful than censorship. Number 7. Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed, 1972. Lou Reed wrote Walk on the Wild Side as a tribute to New York's transgender community and drag culture. But in the 1970s, those themes were taboo. Radio stations rejected it for its references to drugs, sex, and gender identity. Yet fans found it groundbreaking. The song painted an unapologetic picture of lives rarely acknowledged in mainstream culture. Today, Walk on the Wild Side is celebrated as a bold cultural milestone, cementing Lou Reed's place as a fearless artist. Number 6. Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday, 1939. Strange Fruit is one of the most haunting songs in American history. With lyrics describing the lynching of Black Americans, many radio stations refused to air it. They feared its raw truth would cause outrage. Despite threats, Billie Holiday performed it with devastating emotion. The song became a chilling protest against racism, decades before civil rights gained mainstream recognition. Now, Strange Fruit is remembered as a masterpiece of resistance, music as protest in its purest form. Number 5. Brown-Eyed Girl, Van Morrison, 1967. Though it sounded lighthearted and cheerful, Brown-Eyed Girl ran into trouble for lyrics referencing youthful sexuality. Some radio stations considered it too risque for airplay. The band did little to stop its rise. Audiences embraced it as one of the most joyful, nostalgic songs of the decade. It quickly became a staple at parties and reunions. Today, Brown-Eyed Girl is impossible to imagine leaving off any list of classics. Its brush with censorship only reinforced its legendary status. Number 4. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, The Rolling Stones, 1965. With its unforgettable riff, Satisfaction was blasted as too provocative. Its critique of consumer culture and references to sexuality made American stations wary. Some refused to play it at first, but young listeners devoured it. To them, it was the voice of frustration, an anthem for a generation tired of outdated rules. Now, Satisfaction isn't just a rock classic, it's a cultural landmark, proof that rebellion often starts with 3 chords and a defiant lyric.
Number 3.
Whole Lotta Love, Led Zeppelin, 1969. Few songs were more sensual than Whole Lotta Love. Robert Plant's moaning vocals, paired with the heavy riff, pushed boundaries that many radio programmers refused to accept. Stations cut it or banned it, calling it indecent. But fans couldn't get enough. It was primal, raw, and electrifying. Today, Whole Lotta Love is hailed as one of the greatest hard rock songs ever recorded. The very thing once censored is what made it legendary.
Number 2. Rock Around the Clock, Bill Haley and His Comets, 1954. One of the first true rock and roll hits, Rock Around the Clock sparked panic among parents and officials. They feared it encouraged teenage rebellion and delinquency. Many stations refused to spin it. But banning rock only made it spread faster. The song ignited youth culture, ushering in a new era of freedom and defiance. Today, Rock Around the Clock is celebrated as the foundation of modern popular music, the song that changed everything. Number 1. Like a Rolling Stone, Bob Dylan, 1965. When Bob Dylan released Like a Rolling Stone, radio executives balked at its length, over 6 minutes. They said it didn't fit the commercial format. Many stations rejected it outright. But Dylan didn't care. With biting, poetic lyrics, he redefined what a popular song could be. It wasn't just about love or entertainment, it was about truth, freedom, and defiance. Today, Like a Rolling Stone is often called the greatest song of all time. What once was too long for radio became the track that reshaped the history of music itself.